GU Self-Storage, conveniently located near the Harmon McDonald's, offers fully covered loading and unloading area with individual pin-coded gate and door access. Call us today at 648-7867 for more information.
Hafa everybody. Happy holidays. I'm Jason Salas alongside Sergeant Paul Tapao with GPD. Sarge, Hafa happy holidays.
Hey, Hafa, Merry Christmas, Guam.
All right, we are at the Tejan headquarters of the Guam Police Department right now, the safest place on Guam right now. There's a lot of work going on. What you're not seeing all around us, Guam's finest are doing administrative work, they're training. We've got Tejan High not too far away. There's a lot of things happening right here, a lot of moving parts. You've got athletic facilities over there. And Sarge, I want to start out by talking about Guam's curfew law, because for you youngsters out there, you may not remember this, but there is a curfew policy that is basically not flexible. You have to be in and off the streets and safe at a certain time. And for those of you who may be like a little bit on the older side, yes, the curfew law still does apply. So Sarge, what's up with the curfew?
So, this is a great segue. Last week we featured Antalan Middle School and of course the school break-in, and we did touch bases on parental involvement and of course being a part of your child's life and growth through the adolescent years. With the curfew, it really is that time where we are now moving into the holiday season, the holiday breaks that these schools will be affording the kids. I mean, 2 weeks is a long time. And we're going to see an abundance of our young adults, loitering throughout the malls, just loitering within the villages. And, with the past couple of weeks, and I want to say with the past couple of months, we've been getting a lot of information through our neighborhood chat about minors loitering within the streets of the respective villages and within certain properties. And the curfew law is established to have an accountability of the child, and it really specifies a certain time. So from Sunday to Thursday, minors are not allowed to be out and about without parental or a guardian supervision between the hours from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. And it switches over from the weekend hours from Friday to Saturday. You're allowed to stay out until 12 in the a.m., but you're not allowed to be out by yourself or without any parental or any adult supervision from 12 a.m. to 6 o'clock in the morning. And this is the weekend hours. There are flexibility, and we understand that a lot of our high school students are involved with either interscholastic sports, they're involved in programs, Christmas productions, and everything. So the time will allow them to, if they're independent drivers, let's say a production ends at 12 o'clock, so long as you leave the area without detouring or deviating towards another destination, you have to return home. But overall, the curfew law, it really is it puts checks and balances on the parents and holding accountability of their child. When we say the definition of a minor is any individual under the age of 17. So
17, not 18. Some people may find that surprising, but 17 and younger.
Yes, absolutely. The laws identify a minor as an individual under the age of 17. So, a lot of independent drivers and parents who have kids who are driving, who are licensed drivers, they feel that they're capable of taking care of themselves. No, it doesn't work that way. You have to have an accountability of where your child is. And again, these functions, these permitted school functions, a sporting event, a production, a church gathering, will allow your minor to be out, but they have to return. They can't deviate. They can't detour. That it's stipulated in the law, and we're moving with this because again, the holiday break is coming around next week, and through reports and what we're seeing through neighborhood watch chat groups, what's generated to the Guam Police Department, we're seeing a lot of incidents that are involving minors that are involved in criminal mischief. Either they're breaking into businesses and homes, they're going into private parking lots during the early morning hours, I want to say the wee morning hours, and making attempts to open vehicles. And fortunately for us, we had an incident that was reported last week in Tamuning where our officers, and of course to the response time of our officers and the awareness of the citizens within that apartment complex, they were able to make an apprehension. But this is a reminder of what's happening when we secure for the night, that we still have minors who are unaccounted for. And this is important because it's the holiday season, and we do have to have accountability of our kids.
And for you young people, I know you might be saying, okay, well, the man's trying to hold me down or it's just GPD trying to power check. It's not like that at all, boys and girls. It's, these are life lessons you can take with you. If you can have the self-discipline and organize yourself to say, I've got a bunch of errands I need to do, there's some family functions I need to do, but if you can get everything squared away before 10 and get off the streets and be safely inside, those are life lessons you can take with you. And, it's a well-prepared individual.
It is.
I know it may just sound like old guys just saying that and everything like that, but it really is true.
It is. I have a teenager that's entering into adulthood within, the upcoming year. And we try to teach her, maturity and responsibility. And it's a two-way street, really. It's us being accountable for our kids, and it's also teaching them responsibility. And it's a rites of passage to maturity. But seeing what's happening, and, a lot of these crimes that are being committed, a lot of these reports where, citizens are leaving their vehicles unattended, and we're seeing, just minors just trying to take advantage of that opportunity, scavenging to cars. They're going into the cars looking for change, looking for money, or any items that can be easily swapped out. These are things in which we can prevent if the parents of these individuals really take ownership and teach these kids that, hey, this is our responsibility as a parent, because it doesn't end with the minor. The responsibility now is going to fall on the parent. When we take a child into custody, when we take a minor into custody, and they're confined into the Department of Youth Affairs, or they're issued a notice to appear by the officer, the parent and the minor or the child, they have to stand in front of a judge who has to render the decision about what's going to happen or the future of this child. And understanding that this now becomes part of the child's record. This now becomes part of the child's livelihood, because from the judge's determination of what the punishment is going to come, it really is going to be a part of that child's growth and development from onto adulthood. And we want to prevent that. And it really is the important variable and the element to this is parental involvement. And it's about time we really stress this and talk about this, because Guam has come and gone where the culture where you have pillar families that they see kids. They're like, I know your mom. I'm gonna call your mom. Does your mom know where you're at?
Yep.
It's gone and past. Now we have to have ownership of our kids. And I miss those days where I had a Auntie Anna who saw me in the village, and I hope your mom knows you're at, because I'm calling her now. And
Everybody's got Auntie Anna and Uncle Pete. Everybody's got one.
Absolutely, and it really is the village taking care of the kids. But nonetheless, that shouldn't be the responsibility. I know that the saying is it takes a village to raise a child, but realistically, it starts at the home front. It starts with the child. It starts with the guardian. It starts with them teaching them responsibility and maturity, because these petty crimes that we're seeing can be easily avoided, can be easily prevented if parents understand what they need to do in the upbringings of their kids. And the curfew law, it's there. It's the holiday season. The Guam Police Department's out in full force. Our officers are out, to prevent any incidents and stuff. And we felt to mention that the purpose of the law, because you made a statement that it's the man trying to take control. It's not necessarily that. Don't look at it that way. It's for the safety of the minors. It's for the safety and the well-being of the minors. And this is why we want to stress is that the Guam Police Department needs to help for the parents to assure that we bring our kids up the right way.
All right, kids, and this is why GPD they have your back and they're looking out for you, because take GPD's responsibility, or take their experience and everything. Bad things tend to happen at night. There are crimes that are going to happen. Sergeant Tapao and his brothers and sisters at GPD are working really, really hard to curtail those bad things are going to happen, and they just don't want you to get involved with it. So, what are the hours again? Sunday through Thursday at 10 p.m., right?
So from Sunday to Thursday, the restriction for a minor to be out by themselves is from 10 p.m. to 6 o'clock the following morning. There's exceptions towards the weekend, Friday to Saturday. You're allowed to stay out by 12 o'clock to 6 a.m. the following day. The exceptions to that, where you can be by yourself, should you have functions such as religious celebration, the right to worship, a school function, a production or anything, or some sort of sporting event, so long as the child or the minor doesn't deviate or detour. We get a lot of these inquiries about what if after a match or after a game that the team decides as a whole to go celebrate or sit down and have dinner. You have to have an adult there. Yep. You have to have supervision, at all times, and you have to make sure that the parents they're aware and they acknowledge that they're going to be out, either sitting at a local restaurant or out at a teammate's home, celebrating the victory, or just really replenishing the carbs and the proteins and everything. But it's all about responsibility, and it's all about decision making. And this is where we're working closely with the Department of Education and bringing these programs, just reinforcing their behavior building, their behavior curriculum with the Guam Police Department's curriculum as we visit the schools and everything. And it boils down to parental involvement. That's really the focal point. Parents getting involved.
All right, right on. Once again, everybody, it's not GPD just trying to be mean or trying to hold you guys down. They've actually got your back. All right, real quick, I know we have a video that we're going to play right now about an incident that happened that you find folks are actually looking into.
We actually made an apprehension, and this is just a reminder of what happens when we secure for the night, and really what happens when idle minds, idle hands, it becomes the devil's workshop and stuff. And it's really just decision making skills, and to highlight this, to understand that that these are happening not just within this particular village, but other villages have reported the similar incidents to this. We've had calls at the Sinanya neighborhood watch groups of minors loitering past hours, 2-3 o'clock in the morning at the church. It's a place of worship. It's sacred to us because that's St. Jude and everything. But
that's God's house, literally.
Absolutely. But nonetheless, the neighborhood watch group has been on top of it. They've been reporting it to the Guam Police Department. We've been working closely with the constituents, and of course, Mayor Robert Huffman has been really moving forward in assuring the safety of the community. But these are things that are not just happening in our village with a vibrant neighborhood watch program, but all throughout the villages of Guam. And this is where the neighborhood watch comes in. This is where we reach out to the parents. This is where the Guam Police Department comes in. This is where the Department of Education comes in. And this is where we take the saying, it does take a village to raise a child, because whether the child has been apprehended or taken into custody, or an NTA or a notice to appear has been issued, it's part of the corrective measure that needs to be instilled so that these kids have an understanding of what is right and what is wrong, because they don't understand consequences just yet. They think they live in the moment. They live in the now. We have to do this to now. We all want to have fun. We all want to hang out with our friends, but they don't have foresight way of thinking, and this is why parents need to get involved in this.
Okay, well, Sarge, thanks so much. Happy holidays to you and everybody here at GPD. We appreciate the time as always here on Crime Time.
Thank you. Merry Christmas, Guam, and stay safe. Again, our highway patrol officers are going to be out and about. Should you choose to celebrate this holiday season, please designate a responsible, sober driver. And of course, the holiday break is happening next week. We ask parents to please get involved. Know the trends in which your kids are getting involved in. We're getting a great deals of calls of minors vaping. These are part of the trends that are happening. Know who they hang around with. Visit their, follow them on Instagram, follow them on Snapchat. Be a part of their social media family as well as your regular family. So really the key is just parental involvement. Get involved this holiday season to help keep our island safe.
All right, thanks so much. And make sure to check out our Instagram feed at KUAM News and find out where GPD is going to be with the DUI checkpoints. The curfew is a thing, everybody. Share this post and let your friends know what's going on. And we will see you next time right here on Crime Time. Thanks for starting your day the KUAM way. We'll see you next time.